Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Boone coming at you all with a brand new video, a brand new style of video. Like, I have not done one of these opinion type videos in quite some time. I don't know what happened. I turned into some unboxing slash news channel, but a homie ain't CNN, bro. I got feelings, okay? And I'm gonna discuss them today with my list of brands that I think are gonna blow up or just really become in trend, in style in 2020. So I already know a couple of you probably seen this thumbnail, seen the title, probably saw a brand or two that you're like, bro, this shit been huge, like fuck you talking about. And I understand, I get it. Some of the brands on this list are not low-key by any means and have already blown up, but this list is supposed to be targeting brands I just think are going to become in style. There's going to have huge 2020s, bigger collabs, more people are going to be copping it. So let's just get into this list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want more style videos like this of me giving my opinion on just streetwear topics, drop a like on the video. Also drop a sub if you think I'm cute. I'm sure some of you are like, bro, Boone, how are you gonna talk to me about drip when you cop Supreme every week? And my response to that's actually a really good question. Let's begin this video though. I don't want to be a big intro boy today, so I hope you guys enjoy. Comment down below any brands I might have missed or just any brands you think off the top of your head are gonna blow up in 2020. Let's begin though. I hope you guys enjoy. So we're gonna start off this list with a brand that had a huge 2019, and this brand has just continued to pop off more and more every single year. It started off with just a small Vans collaboration. I'm talking about Brain Dead. This is a brand that I talked about a while ago in like a low-key best brands video, and at the time they really hadn't done like any collaborations. I don't think they were really just doing their own design, and just in general had not blown up at all, or definitely nowhere near what they're at today. In the last 2 years since I made my first video talking about the brand, Brain Dead has just continued to have crazy collabs that seriously feel like they get just better and better. Like I said, it started off with a Vans collaboration that I didn't think was that crazy or special or anything like that, but it did sell out. It did well for Vans, and I feel like a ton of people get Vans collabs. That's one of those brands that like it's not a really huge collaboration to get, but it does get your foot into like the streetwear door to start doing work with other companies, which they did. They followed up with a Carhartt collab, which again, Carhartt's not like the most premium brand or anything. However, Carhartt has really began to come in style in the last couple years, so Brain Dead collaborating with them was really good timing since everyone has really enjoyed the collaboration since, and it's probably one of Carhartt's best collabs they've done to date. To finish off 2018, Brain Dead had a crazy collaboration with Converse. They really started putting them on the map for like hypebeasts and stuff. Their collaboration of these high tops with just all these prints on different sides was insane. You can now see these shoes going for like $500, $600. That's crazy for a Converse collaboration. Like, that's an insanely high price tag. So this collab really started putting Brain Dead on the map, and ever since they've just continued to kill it. They had an APC collaboration really recently, and their biggest to date has been the North Face collab that just released at the very end of December. I actually ended up getting a pair of sweatpants from that collab, and I resold them and made like 70 bucks, and I bought them just out of pure rage after I took an L on the fleece because sellouts were insane for their TNF collab. Like, shit flew off the shelves, botters were ready, and when botters are copping your stuff, you already know you're starting to pop off in the hype market. That's like a no-brainer. Get it? Because like Brain Dead. Okay, but this has actually been a crazy last year for Brain Dead in 2019, so I think 2020 we're gonna see just bigger collabs with more companies, more known companies. Like, imagine a Brain Dead Nike collaboration. That would just make Brain Dead like the next CPFM. So keep an eye out. I probably just went super in depth with Brain Dead, more than I should have. However, this is one of my favorite recent brands, so I had to give it its moment. But let's continue on with the list to another spot. Next up, we have a brand that I have been rocking just for a while in my life. I don't really wear it too much anymore. However, I've been eyeballing what they're doing, and I'm just saying I really see a resurgence for this next brand. What I'm talking about is Stussy, like whatever you want to call it. This brand I actually really do see having a rebirth very, very soon. Obviously, Stussy's already had its moment in the limelight. Back in like the late 90s, 2000s, Stussy was a huge brand, but ever since then and its movement to like Zoomies and being in malls and stuff, I definitely saw like a huge drop in like the desire for the brand. However, They're coming back hotter than ever with their recent collaborations. They just had one with CPFM, but seeing Stussy do a collaboration with a brand like CPFM definitely showed to me they're trying to get back into the mainstream with streetwear. Stussy never like fell off completely or anything. Like I would never compare it to a brand like Pink Dolphin. I would never do that. Like that's just messed up. However, I do see them coming back, especially like vintage Stussy designs. A reason for this is Dior is actually planning on working with Sean Stussy himself. That's huge news. If Dior starts using like the Stussy print, it could really bring it back into fashion. Do not underrate a big collaboration with the designer company. We've seen a lot of resurgences from small brands just from working with some bigger companies. Like take for example, Vetements and DHL had a collaboration. All of a sudden, you had these 20-year-old hypebeasts walking around DHL vests thinking they had drip, and they did. They did have drip. That's what's so crazy. High fashion brands can just bring something back from the dead, so I really see some potential for Stussy. They also had a Pata collaboration recently. It just goes to show they're trying really hard to get back into the streetwear kind of resale world. But this is one of my more adventurous picks of this video, and again, I know Stussy is like one of the founders of streetwear. I get it. Old heads, calm down. I know. I'm just saying I think they might be coming back for 2020. So next up in this list, we have a brand that I'm not too sure if all of you have heard of it yet. I'm pretty happy to have this one on the list because I'm very confident it's gonna have a huge 2020. The brand I'm talking about is Tsukami. Tsukami has just been going off recently, bro. Like I am a huge fan of this brand. I cannot cop anything from them. That just goes to show they're gonna have a big 2020 because when something's exclusive, hypebeasts like myself want to go cop it. Their sellout times are insane. They have releases like once a month maybe, and I keep forgetting about the drops, but I've heard the sellout times are incredibly fast, and just in general their items look pretty decent quality. They're not just super cheap t-shirts, and that's certainly gonna help them out in gaining some kind of notoriety in the streetwear world. You can obviously tell this brand's very heavily inspired by things like Baby Milo, Takashi Murakami, and just Japanese culture in general. But I mean, that's like a wave. That's definitely a style people enjoy a lot, and I actually think they do it in a very tasteful way. They don't 100% rip off like Baby Milo or other Japanese companies, but they do come close in a pretty cool similar style fashion that I just really personally enjoy a lot. I could see this brand blowing up a ton if it gets worn by the right people, which it already is. I've seen that man Travis Scott rocking one of their hats, so you already know that might be the beginning of Tsukami's 2020, which I really do think is going to be big. It really just takes one big collaboration for this brand to really like pop off. I know they did a collab with Half Evil, but honestly like they're already almost bigger than Half Evil, and they've really not been around for too long, so definitely keep an eye out. This is probably a brand I'll talk about again because I really want to cop something from them, but let's continue on with our list. So next up is a brand I'm probably the most confident is gonna have the biggest 2020 of any brand I've talked about in this video or will talk about. I don't even think this is like that crazy of a pick or anything. I feel like anyone that's looking at what brands are gonna have a huge 2020, this should be at the very top of their list. I'm talking about Cactus Plant Flea Market, CPFM if you will. This is a brand that had a crazy 2019. Probably go as far as to say this was like a top 3, top 5 brand of 2019. They had insane collaborations. The Vapor Max Nike shoe was just so gorgeous. I don't even like Vapor Maxes, and somehow CPFM found a way to make me just fall in love with the Vapor Max they did. I thought just in general it was one of the most creative sneakers we saw all of 2019, and the resale market for it certainly agreed. Those shits be going for like what, $600-700 maybe even more now, and that just goes to show the hype behind this brand is crazy right now. They've been doing insane amounts of Kanye collaborations. The Kids See Ghost merch the CPFM designed is going for so like probably the most money of any merch you're gonna see for any concert. I believe they did that merch specifically for Camp Flogna, so that might lead to the hype of it, but I don't know if I've ever seen any other like album merch do that crazy numbers in terms of resale. And since then Kanye's had them doing a lot of other merch for him. It continues to sell super well, so well that Nike was like, wait a second CPFM, y'all popping off too hard, so they had to go get their check. Nike decided to do a crazy collab with CPFM where they did like hockey jerseys, pants, socks, some shirts, crew necks, and of course they did the Air Forces with the really cool up-tempo theme. We saw Supreme really bring back up-tempos. CPFM noticed that as well, and they decided to apply the up-tempo design to these Air Forces. I loved this shoe so much. I'm a big fan of Air Forces. Like, I be listening to Chief Keef, so I need my white Air Forces. I was so bummed. I was asleep during the release of those CPFM Air Forces. Took the L, but man, are they reselling as well as the rest of the merch from that drop, and that just goes to show CPFM is very sought after right now. I think they're going to continue to have a crazy 2020 just because the designs are so good. CPFM, without a doubt, I have the most confidence is going to have probably the biggest 2020 of anyone else on this list. And next up is a brand I'm not even too familiar with myself. I've never bought anything from them, and I even had to like look up who made this brand because I really did not know about its origins too well. I'm talking about Girls Don't Cry. Girls don't cry. Made by the homie Verdi. I'm probably saying that wrong. Roast me in the comments. But this dude seems to be very associated with Nigo and Pharrell because they all kick it together like best friends, and I'm super jealous and I want to hang out with Pharrell and Nigo. But like I was saying, Girls Don't Cry has actually had a pretty good 2019 as well. Early on, I didn't hear anything from them in 2019 until they came out with a Nike SB shoe. This sneaker now goes for like $1,500, and like sometimes I don't understand with the sneaker market. It's literally like a red SB Dunk and it's going for like 1,500 bucks. That's crazy to me. If you can just put a brand name on something like that and it pops off that hard, that goes to show you have a lot of hype around your brand. So I see them having a big 2020. They've done human made collabs, so definitely starting to blow up. I see them having even more collabs and just bigger drops in 2020. I think hypebeasts are definitely going to claim this brand just because, like I've said a billion times, Nigo and Pharrell are heavily associated, and it's pretty much impossible for Nigo and Pharrell to go around wearing bricks. Like if they're rocking it, you already know it's gonna pop off. But let's continue on to our final pick of a brand that I think might have a big 2020, and it's a brand that hits very close to home. They hit so close to home they actually broke my heart several times. I'm talking about Palace skateboards. You guys already know, like if you've watched me for a while, me and Palace have the most conflicted, just like deep relationship where they've crossed me so many times.
I was literally at Palace and the dude like tripped out at me.
I kind of crossed them a couple times. We're just like mean exes to each other. They can't get along but are still kind of in love. Okay, what am I even saying? I don't even know. I'm sorry. Me and Palace though have an extensive history, but I'm starting to believe in them again. Like I actually thought Palace was starting to fall off. They had a stretch of like 2 or 3 seasons where I was just like, bruh, like what is even happening to this brand? They're just making more and more goofy designs, loud colorways, and just a lot of designs in general that I thought sucked. The collabs weren't that great, and that was until they did the Polo Ralph Lauren collaboration. That kind of brought some life back into Palace in my opinion. And right after that collab, like they really didn't do too much, but a couple seasons later, they had one of the best winters in 2019 of any brand that I saw. Like week to week, the Palace drops they were having were at times better than Supreme, and almost every week you could find a couple Palace items that are reselling for a lot of money. That's crazy because Palace resale did fall off a cliff at one point, but it's starting to come back. I'm seeing a lot of stuff resell, even better than Supreme. I do see a chance for Palace to steal some of the hype Supreme's had for the last several years. Palace is basically like a Supreme Junior, however, they refuse to do as many collabs, and I feel like that's one of the things that really limits them as a brand. Collaborations are just fun to see, and every single season there's like 1 or 2 collabs. One of them is definitely going to be super trash from Palace. The other one, like you never know. That's the video. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with any of the brands in my list. Also, let me know if you guys would add any brands I might have missed because I'm really curious. I feel like I definitely missed out on some brands that are going to pop off in 2020. I am so out of breath though. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you want similar content. I got you guys. It's been your boy Boone though. I'll see you in the next one. Happy 2020 y'all. I love you all. I'm out. Peace.
Would you get tired of